Good afternoon everybody, I'm Charlie Kinnan, the File Mechanic, and I'm delighted you're here. I help customers and clients accelerate their lead conversion for sales funnels that they build to work online. Now they can be used offline as well, but I'm here to help you accelerate lead conversion through the use of sales funnels. So today I want to talk to you about cost of acquiring a lead or a client or a customer. These are very important bits of information you need to know if you're going to market online or market offline for that matter. It's about how you know your stats to know whether you're going to be profitable, because if you're acquiring a customer that's costing you more to service, buy, secure and use, then you're going to have real trouble understanding whether you're going to succeed as a business. And as time goes on, you won't, because the cost will outweigh the amount of money you're getting in. So today I'm just going to go through some of the key elements that go into make understanding the cost of acquiring a lead, cost of acquiring a customer, and just looking at some of the conversion rates. Now most people would do this and find it over time, but actually what's happened is last year a company called WorldStream did an analysis of their customers and their stats and came up with some industry standards that can help businesses start to understand what it would cost to acquire a lead. But irrespective of this, you should do your own stats and monitor it as you go through. And I'm just going to walk through some of these stats, and I'm going to show you a calculator that I've got that might help you understand how to determine these for yourself. Now, why is it important? Well, there are a couple of reasons why I think it's important. If you haven't got limitless funds to secure your client or customer or lead, you're going to have to know what that cost is, because it's all about understanding the profitability. Understanding the cost of it can actually also help you determine whether your price is too high, whether you need to do more in the back end of the funnel to overcome the early cost of securing a lead. But it is important for you to understand that it's the data that underlines it will come over time for yourself. But if you want to use these as industry standards to help you understand the potential cost of acquiring a lead or a client, then this might be quite useful for you. So we're going to look at 4 elements. We're going to look at the cost per click, the conversion rate, the cost of acquiring a lead, and the what's the third one? The cost of the ads campaign. So we'll have a look at all of those 3 conversion rate information. So let me just reiterate what we're going to learn. So we're going to do the click-through rate, cost per click, conversion rate, and the cost of acquiring a client. Now the conversion, we're going to start with the click-through rate. Click-through rates are, you put an ad on to Facebook or anywhere, even CPC, which is the Google Ads type ads, or into a solo ad on another person's web page, or the you might have a click-through through LinkedIn ads or Twitter ads, the other social media platforms that provide ad facilities. The click-through rate is the impression is put onto the page and somebody actually clicks on that ad, takes action. That's a click-through rate. And WorldStream did some analysis for Facebook, so this is only about Facebook, just to give you an indication. The others are totally different. They can be totally different rates, because you could be, say for instance, you're a legal profession, you've got an ad running on another person's legal page, your click-through rate may be higher there than say you were doing on Facebook. So we're only going to look at Facebook just to give you, if you're interested in doing Facebook ads, what those would look like. So the click-through rate is that. Now the next one that you need to understand is the cost per click. Now this is based on the cost of your ads. Now most people just put ads in there to cover the cost of that. It's more than that, to be honest. That's what most people will call the click-through rate or the cost per click. I tend to say to clients, well, add in the other costs, because the cost of the whole campaign will actually impact the overall cost of acquiring a lead. And that will give you the cost of acquiring that lead through there, not the cost of the customer at this particular stage. The cost or the conversion rate. So these are rates that have been averaged by WordStream, and they've done it for their own analysis. So it's data that they acquired within their field of influence. So these could be slightly out, they could be different, and you need to bear that in mind. These are only industry averages, they may not apply to you, and the other thing I ought to tell you is it's based on the US stats, but it is quite a good piece of information for us to just work out what the costs are in your industry. And then finally, the one that it then helps you work out is the cost of acquiring a client. So we're going to have a look at a calculator that I've got that I'll give you access to. It's actually in the link here for this Facebook Live, so you can go and have a look at it. It's at the bottom of the blog that talks about all of the aspects that I've spoken to you so far. So I'm just going to share my screen, and we're just going to have a look at this cost per of acquiring a lead through Facebook ads. So this is the calculator, and everybody's got access to it. So people will be able to, after this, go and have a look at the screen or the blog, and you can play around with it with your own industry. Now, the data came in dollars, so I've put a conversion in for the UK based on what we think the current rate may be, but in essence, it's just to give you an indication. This is not what you'll necessarily see in reality. So if we click here, you can drop down on the calculator. You can see all the different industries that we've got. So we've got auto. As you can see, it changes as we go through. So let's choose an industry. Let's go back to, say, fitness. Fitness. So when we click in fitness here, it has on average, or if they've said it's got a conversion rate of 1.1% on the ads. Now you might think that's low, but actually that's not too bad. Conversion rate. If you can get higher, absolutely, that's what you should be doing, but this is what the average is, so you could be higher, you could be lower. What you can then do here on this calculator is you can work out, as per the number of impressions that Facebook send for you, will give you, based on this conversion rate over here, the number of leads that you will get. Okay, so one of the interesting things to do, one of the stats that I found was fascinating is from WordStream is that actually in the state they were talking about how legal profession actually got a highest click-through rate. They got 1.6%, which is really interesting when you consider about it, but they actually had one of the lowest conversion rates. But I get ahead of myself. Let's go back. Let's pick, say, let's go back to beauty. So here they have a conversion rate, an average of 1.1. So every 10,000 impressions, you will get 116 leads come through, which is quite good. If you can convert a percentage of that, that's what's going to do. And that's why we go and have a look at the industry conversion. The industry conversion rate that WordStream has is that they have a conversion rate of 2.82% for the beauty industry. So what that means is, of those click-through leads, they're only expecting roughly about 3% to actually then purchase the goods on that particular page or convert on that particular page, click in or opt in. Seems low, but this is a numbers game. Any online marketing is about a numbers game. It's about throwing yourself into getting as many impressions and then getting as many click-throughs as well. The average cost per click for the beauty industry is $1.81. If you convert that to the UK, so I'm just going to make that, it's around about 1.30 at the moment, 1.28. That gives you a cost per lead of £40.38. Now, how do we get there? Well, the cost of the ads is effectively 1.18 times 116, and that gives you the $209. And then I've converted it with the conversion exchange rate that we've entered here. So that costs you £161 to get 116 leads. But with a conversion rate of only, say, 3%, the number of customers you would get is 4, and therefore the cost per lead, which is the total of this ad here cost divided by the number of customers you acquire, gives you the cost per lead. That should say cost per customer, because the cost per lead is that one there. So I've got a few amendments to make on there. So I hope that makes a great indicator, or helps you understand about Facebook ads and the average. This calculator is available. It's free for you to have a look at and play with. I will make the amendment to that. So as you can see, if you play around with these stacks, so let's go education, you get 73 leads. The cost per lead is then that, because you're getting a higher conversion rate. And that's one of the things about some industries convert better because they're in more demand. For instance, if we go to fitness, I know that that has one of the highest in there. They've got a 15% conversion rate. So the cost per customer drops significantly with the conversion rate. So that's why it's best to know the impression rate, the click-through rate, the cost of the click-through, then the conversion rate to work out your cost per lead. So if you've got any questions about this, the link is below. It is important to know what all of your stats are, because once you know what that is, you know then therefore that you can work out how much you need to make. Now, if you're not making any profit or any money on the first click-through, or on the first, it's on the upsells or the downsells, then you know that after that you have to make £9.84 on any of the upsells or downsells for you to then make money on that campaign. So that's why it's important to know the cost per lead and the cost per client for your business. And I hope that you found that this calculator will be of use for you, and enjoy. And any questions, put them in the comments below, or if you want to talk to me directly, then contact me by the website and I will be more than delighted to help you. So we're now coming to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's any questions, put them below, and if you want to find out more about online marketing, then please go and have a look at our website. I'm Charlie Keenan, the Funnel Mechanic, helping businesses accelerate leads through smarter online campaigns.